is up, y'all? It's your girl, Brand New, and honey, I am back in the building. This time, honey, I'm back for a recap of Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is for season 15, episode 4. Honey, let's get off into it. So basically, honey, the episode is about the women all traveling to Alabama to watch Kenya perform at the Magic City Classic football game. Okay, and we have SANYA, her brother-in-law. He quits his job as her assistant, honey, because he's sick of her. Okay, and we got Marlo, honey. She wants to obtain a firearm for her protection. And then we got Kenya taking the ladies to a raggedy charity event. Okay, now, Kenya girl, Kenya is such a hypocrite because she gonna tell Mayetta to change. We're going to a charity event, but you was at a charity event some seasons back, which ass cheeks out, trying to imitate Phaedra, okay? Like, make it make sense. It's way too much hypocrisy, honey, from Miss Kenya Moore. It is just way too many double standards. And girl, Kenya girl, you need to get it together. Okay, and if you are a Kenya Moore fan, honey, you may want to click off the video now because I'm going to be reading this heifer. Okay, another thing I'm kind of sick of, you guys, and this is before I even seen this episode. I'm like really sick of everybody wanting Bravo to fire Marlo and take her peach every time she do something that y'all don't agree with. She need to be fired. She don't fit with the rest of the women. And we could say the same thing about y'all girl Kenya. She never really fit with these women. Okay? She didn't have a husband. Okay? Can't stay nobody's friend, honey. Okay, she used Marlo when Marlo and Nene was cool. Okay, remember, she wanted to get in the middle of their friendship. She always triangulates. She tried to triangulate herself with Phaedra and Apollo, tried to be all up in their marriage. Shout out to Letitia Scott from Love and Marriage Huntsville. Like, Kenya is not perfect, but y'all don't ever say y'all want Kenya to be fired. It's just Marlo. When Marlo got sick of her nephew, she should have been fired, okay? Like, there's no room for Marlo to be human, and I just don't like that. Now, I get y'all don't like some of the stuff that Marlo says and does. I could get with that. But to always preach that this woman need to be fired, she don't fit in, I just feel like it's a bit of a stretch. But let's get it off into the episode. We have Kenya and Mayetta. They are rehearsing for Kenya's performance. I had no idea that Mayetta was a choreographer and she like worked with Prince and, some other big names. So I had no clue about that, but, they are rehearsing. They take a break to talk to Kenya's white guy, that she's dating. The guy's name is Rhoa. He asked them how was their dance session. They said that it went pretty well. Kenya says the Yelp reviews are in on Rhoa, and honey, he came in at a 9.6. I know that's right, girl. I think that Kenya will have better luck dating like white men. I notice her when she's around white women. I feel like that just suits her. So I wish Kenya the best of luck with Rhoa. Kenya tried to take the phone and put it under her shirt. I guess she was trying to give Roy old striptease. I'm like, girl, you doing too much. Kenya says that Mark refuses to sign the divorce papers and just walk away and move on. I don't think that he wants to be with her. I think that, he wants some money out of this little business deal that they coordinated, honey. Okay, that's what it is, Kenya. Stop trying to say it in a way of he wants to be with you, because we know that he doesn't. I don't even think that man liked her like that. No shade, no tea, but that's just what I get from Mark. But Mark really do need to move the hell on along, okay? And Kenya, you need to replay that clip of Mark telling Todd and Candy and Cynthia and Mike, how he could, just start all over and build up everything again. Remember when he said that when he was out to dinner with them? Okay, so I will keep that clip on replay. And really quickly, Kenya mentions that Rhoa is actually really good in bed. You already been sleeping with that man, Kenya? Don't be giving him the goods just yet, Kenya. Okay, I'm kind of confused because on the show, she's making it look like she just met him and they're dating and hanging out. Now you talking about you been sleeping with him, so I'm confused. Okay? So hopefully Andy grill her ass about that at the reunion. Mayetta says she likes Kenya and Rhoa together. So next we see Sanya. She's talking to her brother-in-law on the phone. Her mother and sister are right in front of her. And basically she's picking up on a bit of an attitude from him. Sanya says that some of the things that she asks her brother-in-law to do, it kind of makes him feel uncomfortable, but he ain't got no choice but to deal with it. After all, she's HR. That's the problem, Sanya. He don't want to work with you no more. His wife don't want him working with you. It's something about her sister, you guys, I don't particularly care for. She called Sanya self-centered, and I'm like, bitch, she's helping you. Like, ungrateful much? Okay, like, damn, shit. But yeah, Sanya ended up mentioning to her sister how Ross kind of wants their, life back. He wants to just live with his wife and his son. He don't want all these people in and out of the house. And I'm with Ross, okay? I wouldn't want all them people up in my house either. So the sister takes it personal and she's like, oh, well, shit, we could get ready to leave now then. And, she like gets an attitude, girl, bye, okay? You ain't tripping off of what Ross said. Your ass ready to go too. So don't try to put it off on Ross. So there was a back and forth between Sanya and her sister. She was like, well, don't take it like that. And the sister is like, well, it's kind of hard to not take it like that. So long story short, she gets an attitude and walks away. And then Sanya's mother, did y'all pick up on that? She was talking shit in the confessional with the sister, agreeing with the sister saying that Sanya is self-centered. But she wasn't saying that shit to Sanya's face. I was like, child, all of y'all can go. So next, honey, we got Marlo. And her sister Crystal stops by. She's doing a photo shoot with the boys. They do one every year for Halloween. I think that that's a nice idea. Marlo gets to talking about how her rights to bear arms were taken away years ago, and she's trying to get her record expunged. She definitely wants to get a gun, after that recent break-in she had at her home, and the boys were there. So I understand all of that. Courtney, who is Sheree's friend, she joins Marlo, and Marlo gets to talking, to her about how she wants to get her record expunged. Courtney said, honey, she can be like Miss Olivia Pope, honey, and help Marlo with that. I was like, okay, Courtney, you may be of some use after all, because everything else from you, girl, is corny. Okay? Marlo explains how her nephew Quentin died and how she texts Candy, and Candy didn't really have a lot of sympathy and empathy, for the fact that her nephew got killed. Now, she's saying that Quentin worked at Old Lady Gang and met a roommate that worked at Old Lady Gang. Because remember, I was trying to tell y'all, and I was trying to ask y'all, I think, like, what does Candy have to do with this? So the person that killed Quentin was actually an employee of Old Lady Gang. So it looked like Marlo is, trying to put this off on Candy. Like, you hired this man, he ended up killing my nephew. Then when I talked to you about it, you didn't have a lot of empathy and sympathy for me. So she's explaining that to Courtney. Courtney was just like, ooh, and y'all know Courtney already don't like Candy. So her hearing this is just like, oh, well, dang, she didn't have no sympathy or empathy for you. She didn't send flowers. She didn't do this for you when your nephew passed. Nope, she didn't do any of that. And Crystal begins crying because I guess she grew up with Quentin, you know. So yeah, it was a sad scene, but I'm not in favor of Marlo trying to kind of pin this on Candy. Y'all know I'm not Candy's biggest fan, but Marlo, girl, you're reaching, okay? A lot of people, including Candy, are asking, well, why is Marlo bringing this stuff up now? You know, it's years later. And I'm thinking she's bringing it up. I can't even speak. She's bringing it up now because I think when it happened, she wasn't like a main cast member. So they weren't really going to focus, you know, on that particular storyline. Because at that time, I think that Marlo was a friend to the show. But like I said, I still feel like Marlo is reaching. And, you know, she's trying to use this as a storyline. She also brought up the fact how Candy brought up how she, you know, cut the girl's face and the lady ended up dying years later. And Marlo says she's sick of Candy and all the girls throwing in her face she's a felon, she's an ex-con. And I'm kind of sick of them doing that too. And then when Marlo comes for them, it's just like the end of the world. You know, like I'm sick of that too. Next, honey, we got Sheree. She is at the doctor's and she has fibroids, but she doesn't want to have surgery. She would be down, I believe, for like 8 weeks, and she wouldn't be able to have She wouldn't be able to exercise or have sex. She says those are 2 of her favorite things. Have you seen my man? And I'm like, yeah, we didn't see his whole ass. Okay, we didn't see hotel. Okay, hotel, motel, Holiday Inn. Okay. And Sheree, this is how I could tell you're lying about your storyline, because you calling Martell your man. Then on Love and Marriage Huntsville, y'all saying y'all friends. He always refers to you as his friend girl. So I'm like, which one is it? Okay, I wish y'all would get y'all lies together, honey. Okay. The doctor also talks to Sheree about just shrinking her fibroids, and if she goes that route, she'll be back to work in 2 to 3 weeks and can exercise and have sex. So that's the debacle she's in. Y'all see how her doctor tried to make it look like she's pregnant? I was like, Sheree old ass ain't pregnant. Okay, old Harriet Tubman ass. Okay, girl, bye girl. That would not be a flex, honey, getting pregnant by hook-headed, okay? Shit. Next, we see Sanya and her parents. They are talking while she gets her makeup done. She gets to talking to them about her sister's attitude ever since she mentioned the timeline of them moving out. She feel like her sister's been in her feelings about that. She also mentioned that her brother-in-law quit. He's sick of living with Sanya and her mom. And, you know, working with them too. It's just team too much. And I'm like, Sanya, girl, you need to let these people go. Okay? They don't want to work with you no more. Okay? So, girl, let it go, girl. So next, honey, we see Kenya packing up for Birmingham. Brooklyn looks so pretty. She's got that pretty curly hair. She is definitely getting older. Kenya, why is you bringing your daughter out of town? I don't give a damn if you go be in a parade. You don't see nobody else bringing their kids. You act like you got 4, 5, 6 kids and they need you every second of the damn day. I feel like Kenya exaggerates motherhood. And she may do that because of the issues she has with her mother. But either way, Kenya, your daughter does not belong on the trip. I feel like when Kenya brings her daughter out of town with her, she always uses it as an excuse to come at the other women. Oh, don't do that. My daughter is here. Oh, don't do that. Y'all saw what she did at the end of the damn episode. Said to Marlo, my daughter is in here. And girl, all the girls collectively was knocking on that damn door to get your ass to come out. Because every time you get your ass out of town, you want to treat people like shit, which is how your mother has always treated you. Okay? She always does that. They even showed the clips from last time when they was out of town and she planned the trip, how she treated everybody and she was the only one with food. And, she didn't even ask the other women, did they want, something similar to what she had, and there are people, you guys, that do that. I know I dated a guy. And this is why it's so important to heal from your childhood trauma, because if you don't, when you get to adulthood, what you'll do is you'll perpetuate the same cycle. So if you felt left out or neglected, what you'll do is you'll do that to other people when you become an adult. And we know that adulthood is only the continuation of childhood. That's simply what it is. So that is why Kenya acts funny, I notice, when they go out of town and she plans the trip. She likes to control people. Marlo was right when she called her ass out on that. You're always trying to control and run something. That way you can feel safe for the day and feel elevated on this certain status. Okay? And she exaggerated the hell out of the trip, the charity event. I'm just skipping around, honey. It wasn't about shit. She tried, oh, you gotta be dressed like this. Oh, you should look like this. And meanwhile, damn charity event wasn't about nothing. Okay, the girls was the main attraction. Okay, people was coming up to Sheree trying to get an autograph. Make it make sense. So I was like, Kenya, girl, you are so predictable. Drew is sick and, can't make the trip. Candy is out of town. All the girls ended up meeting at Sheree's house because they can't meet up at Kenya's house. Her damn driveway is not safe. Okay, girl, that's what you need to be doing, Kenya. That need to be your damn storyline. Getting that raggedy ass driveway together. Okay. There was a conversation, I believe, between Courtney and Sheree, and they talked about Martell because they're going to be in Alabama. And I think Courtney was like, are you going to go and try to see Martell? Because he's in Huntsville. And Sheree was like, no, he got his kids this weekend. I'm like, do he? Shit. Child, they all on the bus. Kenya coughing, Marlo hacking. Sanya is just like, damn, like, what is y'all doing? Sheree said, honey, I need a mask, okay? Like, yeah, I don't like all that damn coughing and hacking up spitting. Yeah. Child, bye. The girls end up getting to Birmingham and they do like this bucking class, and I'm like, you heifers ain't got no rhythm. Marlo was the girl, honey, that knew what she was doing. Okay? The way Marlo was dropping it hot, I was like, come on, Marlo, and bring it back up, sis. Okay? She just looked the best. This scene kind of made me miss Portia because I know she would have killed it. Cynthia, we know her ass can't dance. Who else? They need to bring Cynthia back. I can't believe I'm saying that, but Cynthia would fit a little bit better than some of the other girls. We could kind of get rid of Drew. I kind of like Sanya, you guys. I know y'all don't like her. I find her to be interesting, and I feel like she fits the show. She has a husband, she has a kid, she got family, and it's drama. So I just feel like she fit the show. So that's how I see that. But yeah, Sheree was stiff as a damn board. All that working out and shit, just stiff. And Kenya, you full of shit. How you go? She had the girls competing against each other. Marlo should have won, right? But because she don't like Marlo, she always has to treat Marlo, like shit. And, not give her the prize. She gonna give Sheree the prize for the bucking. And she was the worst. Okay, like I think even Sanya mentioned like Sheree didn't do a good job like that. Like Sheree was her coordination was off. It was just off. I'm like, God damn, Sheree, what are you good for? Okay, can't get the damn clothing line out on time. You over there dating a man that's for everybody. Okay, community dick. Okay, like Sheree, what's your judge? Just walking around, lifting weights all day. Like, what are you here for, sis? Okay. So Kenya and Mayetta, they sneak off. Kenya wanted to get some extra practice in for her performance. She said we can't take too long because, the girls gonna be looking for us. So, and they did. They ended up looking for them. Marlo was like, why you being sneaky? Like, why you sneaking off? Like, what is you doing? So, honey, Kenya ends up promising Sheree the bigger room, because that was her prize. And it wasn't. It was just a basic room. It wasn't no damn suite. I was cracking up, though. I was like, that damn Kenya is shady. She is so shady, honey, when she out of town. I told y'all she be treating these girls like shit. So after the bucking class, the ladies, they go out for lunch and have drinks. So Bryce, Courtney's baby daddy, he ends up calling her. He's just like, well, when do you think you will be home? Now, mind you, they got a child together, but the damn child is grown. So y'all co-parenting relationship is over. And then when they was on the bus asking Courtney her relationship status, I think she was just like, it's complicated. And it's like, girl, are you still seeing your baby daddy or what? So I think Kenya and the girls, they began asking like, who you talking to? And then Courtney mentioned, this is Bryce, he was in the groove theory or whatever. And then Kenya began talking to him. She said hello or whatever. Now Sheree was like twisting her face up a little bit. So I'm like, damn, did they edit something out? Because Sheree was looking, editing kind of funny. So anyways, in Kenya's confessional, she was like, well, shit, he was fine, honey, about 20 years ago. And I'm going to just leave that right there, alluding to the fact he's not attractive anymore. And I'm like, Kenya, girl, you got your damn nerve, okay? You are a beautiful woman, but when you came on here season 5, you had bad skin. Your makeup did not match your skin color. I think you dressed nice, but you had low self-esteem. You was flirting with folks' husbands. You was jealous of Portia because she was married. Like, girl, leave that man alone. Okay. I seen that man back in the day. His face looked familiar. He didn't look too bad now. He didn't look that bad to me. So maybe I'm not seeing what they are seeing. As you age, you look different, but he didn't look like horrible enough for Kenya to make that comment. And Courtney commented about what Kenya said on social media about Bryce. And she was like, oh, you a hater. And, Kenya had mentioned, though, she did the movie Trois, I guess, with him. So I'm going to have to watch that again. I don't remember him being, in that movie. So next, honey, they end up talking about Drew and Marlo's argument that they had. It really wasn't no argument. It was just Marlo with her displaced anger towards Drew. I guess she felt like Drew wasn't giving her enough respect at the time. It seemed like Marlo may be jealous of the respect that the girls give Candy over her. I think that Marlo feels like an outsider. And I know a lot of people would be like, well, you need to change your behavior if, in order for them to respect you. Yes, some of that is true. What I didn't like at the table is how Kenya went on and on about what happened with Drew and Marlo, and bitch, you was not there. Shut up, Kenya. You was not there. Then when Marlo was trying to interrupt her to tell the story, Kenya was like, no, you're interrupting me. That's rude. Marlo was like, you're not there, and I don't want you telling the story. So that's how that went. So Kenya went on to say that Drew told her Marlo attacked her. Marlo did not attack her. And like I said, I felt like Kenya was exaggerating the story because she don't like Marlo, and she's always trying to make Marlo look bad. Now, her and Candy, they both do that. But see, when Marlo comes for them, then it's team too much and she's going too far. You can't do that to people. You got to be fair. And even production pointed out that, yeah, Marlo, was yelling at Drew, but she wasn't standing over her. She didn't try to fight her. She raised her voice, but yeah, it wasn't like Kenya and how she was explaining it. We see Kenya, hugging all over Brooklyn. Brooklyn is so adorable, you guys. But my thing with Kenya is you need to stop inviting your daughter on these trips, because I feel like Mark, all he's going to do is weaponize that and be like, see, she got my daughter around these women, they cussing, fighting. And Kenya, it will be your fault. Okay? Because that is the name of the game on this show. This is not daddy daycare. Like, Brooklyn could stay at home with the damn nanny or at a separate hotel. I just feel like the baby shouldn't be where you are at, period. Okay, plenty of people leave their kids with nannies, and damn, you only got one. You act like you got about 6, 8 kids. Marlo is in her room complaining about how Kenya, was so cheap on this trip, and she didn't have no charcuterie boards for the girls, and she mentioned how when they was up at Blue Ridge, she had chefs for them, all types of food and drinks. She had like some cheap liquor or wine, honey, for Marlo in her room. Marlo was like, I don't want that. I'm going to need a cocktail. I was like, come on, Marlo. Mayetta had this silver dress on. Kenya told her to change. I didn't really like the outfit either. Kenya told her it was inappropriate for where they was going. This charity event, honey, where ain't nobody dressed really to the nines at the charity event. What Mayetta had on, would have been okay. But I told y'all that Kenya, she not used to having power. She put 20 on 10. So she kind of being a little bossy with Mayetta. She ends up leaving Mayetta, Marlo, and Sanya behind. And her and Courtney and Sheree, they're in the car, headed to the charity event. And that's another thing with Kenya. She loved leaving people behind. And y'all tried to come for me in the comments saying that, well, on this show, they always leave people out and they always do that. And yeah, they always do that on this show. But for the most part, when they leave people out or treat people bad, it's because whoever they're leaving out did something bad to hurt the group. Like with Phaedra, it was that situation with Candy, but it got dragged out for all these years because Candy don't understand, honey, the concept of forgiveness. And she was talking shit about Phaedra and Portia too. Okay, she wasn't innocent in that situation. That's why I told you I don't feel sorry for Candy in the whole Carlos King situation. I feel like she manipulates the public to make it seem like she's always right and other people are doing stuff to her. When the group left out Portia, it was because of the part that Portia played in the situation with Phaedra. See, there's always a reason for people to be left out of the group. When Kenya came on, she was left out of the group, rightfully so, trying to flirt with people's husbands, touching people's husbands, calling them fine, and, then she dogged Portia out for Cordell leaving her. Yeah, he left your ass and all of that just for Mark to do the same shit to you. That's why you can't treat people any type of way and think that karma, honey, ain't gonna hit your ass, okay? And that's why her shit played out the way that it did. So Mayetta ended up arriving at the venue the same time Kenya, Sheree, and Courtney arrived. And Mayetta was like, you petty Kenya, you could have waited. Exactly. Like, it's any reason to be rude, to be nasty, well, I can't wait for you all. Then y'all finally get there. Just, for y'all to be kicked out? For what? I didn't understand all of that. Now, while the girls are at the charity event, they notice it's not like upscale. It's not nice at all. Child, they ain't even had nowhere to sit. I was like, child, Kenya, you need to stop putting 20 on 10. Okay, exaggerating your little events, honey, you invited to. So they end up spotting Sanya, and Sanya tells Kenya, you left me. Like, why did you do that? Kenya was like, well, I gave y'all an extra 40 minutes. I don't believe it. Marlo said, did you text me? And then Kenya was like, no, I ain't got your number. I'ma throw shade if I can't get paid. Sanya was like, well, I wouldn't do you like that. Of course you wouldn't, Sanya. Okay, and y'all see how Kenya acted on that trip last season that they went, and Sanya had invited them, and Kenya got to acting a fool, and she was late. And Sanya had to leave her ass too. So yeah, like, Kenya, girl, you so predictable. Sanya was like, girl, all this hoopla for this. Girl, the way Kenya was talking, she made it look like we was going to the Met Gala, okay? Marlo said the cocktail party is definitely lame like Kenya. Child, Marlo called Kenya a low-rent Carrie Bradshaw, and they did the whole Kenya in the city thing. I was cracking up. I think Marlo is the one that got the party jumping by sending, a bottle to the girls, So it was like, Kenya, girl, you are the hostess with not the mostest, okay? So Kenya takes the girls upstairs because it's like a better view up there. So we see somebody pull Kenya to the side as soon as they sit down, and it's a producer saying that the people at the party didn't really want them there anymore. They are too much of a distraction. Remember, it was people coming to get an autograph from SHEREE, honey, of all people. And SHEREE, you need to get rid of that damn tagline you got, talking about you broke the internet. Girl, no, you didn't break the damn internet, okay? You need to stop playing with us, okay? And while we talking about they taglines, I like Marlo's the best. Everybody else's is corny. Kenya says production got kicked out, but she didn't get kicked out. Girl, either way, y'all had to get y'all ass up and leave. Okay, so girl, she tells the girls that, girl, we got to get up and go. They like, we just got here. Like, what? So by this time, the girls are dancing. Mayetta is dancing. They just trying to have a good time. But Kenya's like, girl, we got to go. Let's get to the hotel. Y'all can dance there. And I forgot to mention that Sanya actually had a gig to do with NBC or something. So she had actually left and had to come back. So it was just like that. I know she really had to been pissed because, girl, if I was Sanya, if I had to leave, I wouldn't have came back. Not for this bullshiggity. We hear Sanya saying it feels like something is happening and we're all being left out. Of course, that's how Kenya do. When she gets y'all together, she want to control y'all and treat y'all like her mother treated her when she, non-existent. Okay, for those of y'all that's not following where I'm going, but I'm telling y'all, that's what this heifer do. But y'all be going up for her. She's so perfect. Okay. Marlo brings up how Kenya has did the same bullshiggity before, sneaking off in South Carolina. At Blue Ridge, she had her own house. Like, she always has to be separate from the girls. So they go to see where Kenya is. She's in her room. They are knocking on the door. Now, mind you, it's not just Marlo. SHEREE, I believe, kicked the door. Marlo was the one doing the most. They all was like knocking on the door, trying to get Kenya to come out and talk to them because she just left, and went to her room. Like, you don't treat your guests like that, your friends that you invited on this trip. And I know everybody ain't her friend, but you have to treat people with human decency if you want people to treat you with decency. So Marlo ends up kicking the door and knocking again. Kenya comes to the door and is like, stop banging on my door. You an asshole. My child is sleeping. And Marlo steady yelling out, Summer, Summer, because that's Kenya's middle name. And honey, that's it. It went off after that. That's all I got. Okay, that's all I got. I know. Some of y'all rolling your eyes, sucking your teeth, saying, Miss Robinson, you went in on Kenya. I sure did, because she was wrong. But y'all will find a way. I know how these reviewers are that are Team Twirl. They gonna find a way to blame every little thing that happened in this episode on Marlo and tell you how she's so messed up. And it's just not right to be that biased, okay? So anyways, you guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm your girl, Brand New, and I will catch you all in the next video.